Hey, I'm Jonathan Sewell in Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and I'm standing with this beautiful 2021 Mazda CX-9 GT, and what we're going to talk about is the 10.25-inch 7th generation Mazda Connect infotainment system. So it's been a crazy couple of weeks with the rain, the storms, and again, I hope everybody's safe that was in that path. We even had some more rain today, but I know it's nighttime, but you can still see the screen, I hope. So we're going to jump in and cover the ins and outs, a little bit of CarPlay, a little bit of the Mazda systems, and it's going to be quick, but or I hope quick, but there's probably a lot left to talk about, and we'll continue to talk about this as we go forward. But without further ado, let's jump in. Here's Apple CarPlay on the new 10.25-inch widescreen infotainment system. This is the 7th generation, of course. So you get a wider look, which actually, similar to the 8.8-inch, you get an extra icon over here. So you get the 5 icons, 2 rows of 5, instead of on the shorter screens, there was 2 rows of 4. So all the other functionality is the same. Of course, you can now, which this vehicle does, or this phone doesn't have as many apps on it, but you can now add Apple Maps or Google Maps over here with this last update in iOS 13, and this, of course, is iOS 14. So we've got some good options here, and everything is the same functionality, except for one thing. You actually can use either USB port now in the center console to connect to Apple CarPlay. So instead of just having the one with the phone icon next to it, you can use either one. Let's click back here and go to the all-new Mazda Infotainment. So you can see that we're connected here for CarPlay. You've got your communication right here. We can scroll through and pair phones. So we can't do it while CarPlay, so I'm going to disconnect. So you see CarPlay's gone. Hit communication. No Bluetooth device. I can go ahead and connect right here with my phone if I want to, or I'm not going to at this time, so cancel. You can set up your text messages and also immediate connection to roadside assistance, and you can have your contacts stream over with Bluetooth as well. So I'm going to go back, again, using the commander control for this because this is non-touch. Then go to entertainment. Of course, you have click, can go through a source list here, so FM, AM, Sirius, Pandora, and then, of course, your USB ports here or other smartphone apps that you have connected via Bluetooth. Then we can go into our favorites. This vehicle doesn't have any favorites set up, but you can set those, of course, by hitting the star by the commander when you're on your station, or setting them internally here. Station list. This is a list of the FM station that we're on, so you can scroll through and see all those and choose which station you want to go to. Tuner controls. This is where you can click in, and this is a scan feature up top, or you can seek back and forth and choose where you want to go or what you want to do. Also, manual tuning, which is familiar with the 6th generation with the big dial here. So you can actually choose where you want to go and click in there and go from there. So does show some album art here at some points if you choose in the settings. Also, this would show in the Apple CarPlay and different things like that. It would show those as well. Go back to the menu here. Go up to information. This is where you have your fuel efficiency monitor. And of course, in 2021, we do not have, which this was a turbo to begin with, but for the other vehicles, there's no more cylinder deactivation. So this is fuel efficiency, which you didn't have in the turbo. So I just want to make both sides of that clear. And then you have the travel link, which you have for 3 years with the Mazda Navigation. So you can click in there and go over your weather forecast. So it's picking up Dothan, which is about 20 minutes from here. and you can change these and go from there to different states, different regions, recent cities, things like that. Also, radar. Again, this is all through the Sirius XM travel link. Takes a little bit while to load, but you can see the resolution is a little bit clearer, and you can scroll around and look in, out, move around with bumping. And here's the rainstorm that we had in today. Let's zoom in. There's the rainstorm that we had. It looks like it's up in hitting northern Georgia and south and North Carolina, a little bit of Tennessee. Again, some great features here: fuel prices, sports scores. All of this is through XM travel link, so as you're traveling. And then vehicle status monitor. This just shows your servicing, maintenance detail, maintenance settings, all those things that you need to be in control of. If you want to do that through the system or set it up manually, you have those options there. So let's go back to the home screen, scroll down here to navigation. Of course, this is the Mazda navigation system in that widescreen look. You can hit the menu here, add destination, map view. You have 3D, then you have 2D, which would be a flat look. And so zoom in, zoom out with the commander. And here we are, Mazda dealer right there. Of course, I'm sitting in the parking lot now. So a bunch of different options there, just to show you the 2D with north up just changes the orientation so that we're facing, so north is this way. I know I'm going pretty fast through this. It is at night, so I'm just wanting to show you, hopefully the screen's real visible, but wanting to show you everything that I can in a short amount of time, just a kind of a Cliff Notes version, so to speak, and then we can spend more time in it, and then especially when the CX-5 comes out, we'll spend some more time. Settings, in-vehicle displays. So we have the active driving display on this GT, so you can control, of course, the adjustment here, and these are all for the active driving display controls. Then the center display, which is this one, so you can do day-night mode, turn the display off completely, and click it to go back on. Change the brightness or contrast to get the view just right. Home screen clock can change from digital to analog. Ambient display is the clock, so when it's off, you can either choose blank or clock, and we have the clock set up here, which is pretty neat. And this would be like a master reset here. Let's go back. Sound settings. Change all the sound around. You can change the notification and warning volumes if you want to turn those down to low from high, whatever your preferences are. Safety settings, these are for all the driver's assistance, safety alerts, active safety. Turn those on or off. Again, these menus are different than the 6th generation because they used to scroll and you'd have to bump. But these are all broken down a little bit easier to get to. So your vehicle settings, if you want to control the locks on your doors or how long the delay is for the lighting, interior, exterior lights, turn off the rain sensing wipers, control the turn signals, the 3 flash, or the indicator volume on that. You can actually control that, which is pretty neat. So if you don't want to hear it, you can turn that down. Connectivity, we were just there, but you can go back for Bluetooth, smartphone connectivity settings. This would be specifically for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but this one right here, the Wi-Fi settings, that's with the connective services. You can go in here and turn on your hotspot, change your password, change your SSID, so that others can connect to Wi-Fi when you have those connected services turned on. So great new feature with the 7th generation, those connected services. So that's how you get to the Wi-Fi there and the connectivity. And then overall system settings, clock, voice recognition, distance, speed, change that from kilometers to miles, Celsius to Fahrenheit, etc. And here's where the album art comes in from the grace note that I was talking about earlier. And you can disengage the connected services if you aren't interested in that, or don't want to use that, or don't have a smartphone, or whatever the case is. They also offer a software update and, again, a master reset. And there's some other information here, current version, stuff like that. So the resolution is not as crisp as I want it, but it is very similar to stretched a little bit as we're accustomed to. But I do like the bigger screen, and I really like the connected services and just upgrading all the way around. So the menu's a lot easier to navigate, and especially when you're looking at these settings, everything's just targeted right down in here instead of having to go across and then down. So you break into the individual menus, which is really neat. And I do like the little bit bigger, it's actually just longer, display for the navigation. And the only thing that I would say I would be missing here is if they had a dashboard like Apple CarPlay. So that's probably how I'm going to drive in my vehicles, is with Apple CarPlay, because of the dashboard, but also just so I could stream and things like that without having to be paired with Bluetooth. So click over to Apple CarPlay, then I can go to this dashboard and have the map here in the majority of the screen, and then whatever's going on over here, I can watch all that when I need to. So just a couple of features that I like, and just to show you, when you're in music here, it does have the album art, does have a big view there, and I'm gonna make an adjustment here to the camera, so just to show you the best we can tell the resolution, bring it up close, and then I'll also go back, and so still pretty clear. But again, it's just kind of a stretched version. Let me go back to the actual Mazda Infotainment here. And so with the black outline, everything's a little bit easier to read, but still it's just a little bit stretched, if you can tell that. A little bit hazy at some places and a little bit stretched, but all in all, I'm very satisfied with it. If you have any questions or comments on this system, this vehicle, or any Mazda, drop them below, or you can call or text me at 334-718-0504. I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and I really can't wait to see you in a Mazda.